Hi, this is Gary from Gary's Italian Kitchen. Today we're going to make some Italian sausage. In this video, which is one of a few I have, I'll be using a home meat grinder. I have 3 blades that I use for sausage. A chopper blade, a 13mm blade, and an 8mm blade. We'll be using some pork and some pork fat that I add for a little extra flavor. First step is to get a coarse grind on the meat. When you grind the meat, make sure that it's cold. I put my meat in the freezer to get it just about crystallized. It's not solid, it's crystallized, but it's cold and it cuts and it gives you a nice coarse grind. You don't want a mushy taste, so be sure it's cold. Now we'll stop the video here. This is the recipe. You can go ahead and pause and copy this down or come back to it later on a replay and copy it down. Here I have the ingredients into the coarse ground meat. Now I mix it, I mush it, give it a thorough mixing. And then what we want to do is let it set and get the meat cold again, but we also want the spicing to mix through the meat. Mush it. Take your time. Don't do this quickly. Make sure it's thoroughly mixed. And once it's mixed, go ahead, put it back in the freezer, but take a piece and test it. Check your spicing. Fry it in a pan, fry it up, take it out, check it if it tastes the way you want. Then go back and add more spicing to adjust it. If it's okay, put it in the freezer, let it cool. Once it's cooled, let it set for a couple hours, you best, unless you're in a hurry. A couple hours later, you'll have those spices through the meat. Then go ahead and give it a second grind. This time, I work with the 13mm blade. Again, I like my sausage chunky. If you want a finer grind, go ahead and use a finer blade. But again, I emphasize, keep it cold so it doesn't get mushy. Now we're going to stuff it. We use sausage casings. I buy these casings on the internet. You can get them. They're stored in salt. These have a year's shelf life in the salt. I have them in the refrigerator. Put your casing, the amount you want, in water. Let it soak for a while to get it soft. Once it's soft, you can go ahead and put it on the sausage stuffer. In this video, I'm using the stuffer that comes with the machine. I prefer a horn stuffer using a different process, but I'm using this process to show people how to do it this way. Once the casing is on the stuffer, then with this type machine, it really works down to a 2-man job. Because somebody has to push that meat down into the machine or else it heats it in there. You've got to move it quickly. Twist the sausage away from you. Next sausage, when it fills, twist it towards you. Keep stuffing. You'll get the links. This is what you end up with. Very simple, very easy. Again, I don't use this right away. I put it in the refrigerator. Let it set. Let the spices marry in there and develop. Then I break it down into serving size packages, put some in the freezer, other I use. I hope this has helped. Come to our blog. We have a lot more on making sausage and on Italian cooking. Hope you've enjoyed this.